Hey, this is CB Smallwood, and welcome to Wildcat Behind the Page, where we take a behind-the-scenes look at the making of the comic book Wildcat, as well as the general thoughts and ideas and whatever else is going on in my life at the time. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, I'm going to tell you some Wildcat stuff and some unrelated comic book stuff, and we'll go from there. First of all, this is my handy-dandy sketchbook. Let's see if I can, just one of these cheap, I guess it's like $3 sketchbook that you can buy at Dollar General. And I went through one, and this is my second one. Typically, I don't draw on the other side because what ends up happening is when you use a pencil or anything like that, that the lead will transfer over to the other side of the paper, vice versa, so it makes your drawings look really sloppy, really bad. So I end up always drawing on the right side of the book. Sometimes I'll draw on the left, but usually just on the right. Anyway, which I hate that because I feel like it's a waste of paper, Here we got a Wildcat sketch I did, I'm trying to get more in a habit, as bad as that sounds, to drawing Wildcat and experimenting with different ways to render him and all this other stuff, and really get that down, Still working on the ladies, drawing the ladies' faces and stuff like that, and really getting all that fleshed out. I'm going to say I seem like I saw somebody post something like this on Instagram, or exactly like this on Instagram, but I did it my own way. It's the same pose and stuff, but I did it in my own style. I don't know who the original artist is, but again, this is my own personal sketchbook. You know what I mean? And I'm just kind of sharing with you everything that I'm doing. And so I like to learn from other artists and to see if I can, pick things up. You notice I didn't really put much effort in the hands. I just kind of slopped them on there, Just kind of wanting to get the overall general thing. This here is a Jack Kirby Fantastic Four cover, and so what I wanted to do is study a little bit of Kirby, but also his layouts and designs, and kind of pick a little bit of that up and get more familiar with the way he does his layouts for his covers and stuff like that, because they're usually pretty killer, This is a character of mine I came up with. His name is Stubby. And Stubby is a rat. Hopefully that picks up good. Yeah. And here I'm, working on my women. Working on the ladies. The dudes too. Can't forget the dudes. Just trying different things, and I feel like I'm getting more of a consistent look, consistent style. That'll just come with time, I guess. Now, I think this is pretty cool, my opinion anyway. What this is I just kind of started studying like explosions and stuff like that, and this ended up into a panel, and I was like, well, I decided to work on Wildcat again, so I drew that, and then it kind of looked like a comic book, and I was like, well, let's just make it a comic book. And so that's what I did, Drew all these peoples in here. I'm going to tell you one other interesting thing about all this is colored in crayon. Now, some of you might be saying, why did you color this in crayon? That's because that's what I had handy at the time, and also I like the challenge of attempting to do something serious in crayon or semi-serious. So I ended up really liking this, and so I think what I'm going to do in the future, I'll do more pages like this in some way or another, and the things that I like, I'll use them in future Wildcat stories, so this whole page could end up in a future Wildcat story, you know, with a few things changed here and there to make it look better maybe. Pretty cool. Yeah, still working on ways to render Wildcat there. Let's see, one last thing to show in the sketchbook. Now, I can't show everything in the sketchbook because I take a lot of personal notes and stuff like that, you know, and because I kind of use the sketchbook as half sketchbook, half journal, I guess. I mean, I don't really have any journal entries, but a lot of personal notes, you know. I like this public domain character called the Public Terror, not the Public Terror, the Black Terror. And so I was wanting to bring him back in the Wildcat universe. I had posted this on Instagram. I think most of you that follow me here on YouTube have seen this on Instagram as well. And I may end up taking some big 11x17 paper and doing this again and making it look better, if possible. Okay, now let me show you some other stuff here. There's the Wildcat comic book. Still working on it, you know. This was the first rough copy, whatever you want to call it, test copy. And I just, you know, I went with black and white. I got it done through Kablam.com. And you know, I've talked about this before, but let me give you an update of where things are at with Kablam. Okay, now this is the first thing they sent me, and I was really happy with it, except for the fingers. You see how the fingers, like there's 2 digits here? I didn't draw that. I didn't draw that. I didn't draw that. I mean, I did, but what happened is somehow in the process of them, I don't know, making this comic, they doubled up the fingers. And then the other mistake that they made in this book was you can't really tell, but everything is really digitized. Doesn't have like really good clarity. It's got these digital looking edges to it on this double splash page. Now the rest of the pages are fine, you know. So anyway, ended up finally getting hold of them, and what they did was they fixed this, and they also fixed the double page spread, so now it's perfect. It took a while to get a hold of them, and they sent me another copy with the corrections. So that was really, really cool. It was at no extra cost or nothing like that. So my personal opinion is sometime in the future I will use Kablam again. But I do have recommendation to anyone that chooses to use Kablam to print your comic book or anything else. I assume that they're very busy people, that they have a lot to do, you know. And I got the feeling that sometimes they overlook their messages, or maybe somebody may go behind them and check the message, and the main person that is probably good at responding to them doesn't get to see them because they think that maybe they've already looked at them, if that makes sense. So if you go through Kablam.com to get your comic book printed, and you need to talk to them, and you have to use their message center on the website, don't be afraid to send them more than one message. You know, don't wait 3 or 4 weeks and then send them another one. That's what I did on many occasions. I won't be doing that no more. For now on, I'm going to give them no more than 1 or 2 business days to reply to my questions. And because, you know, once I get this book colored, you know, the interiors and lettered and all this other stuff, I get it sent off to the presses, and I choose to use Kablam, there's a possibility I might do a Kickstarter or Indiegogo, and there's going to be people waiting on me to get this book out, so I can't really, you know, mess around. So got to have those timely answers. But they're very friendly staff at Kablam. They're pretty cool, very patient. All right, last but not least, I've been working on a thing for the 100 Days of Making Comics. That they're doing another anthology, and it's called. The theme of it is unicorns and werewolves, so you can use mythological creatures and stuff like that in your comic, and it's for only 4 pages, which is really rough to cram a story in 4 pages, or at least it is for me. Other people it may come easier. But I kind of want to share with you my progress so far on it. This is the big 11 by 17 paper. I haven't inked this yet, obviously. But yeah. And here is my roughed out page 2. And that's really about all I can show, I guess, at this point, for 2 reasons. One is I think there's a rule with doing this anthology. I think the creators of this anthology want to make sure that you don't share too much of the making of the comic book to the public for one reason or another, so I won't be able to show, I guess, like the finished inks and the lettering and stuff like that. But I think it's all right to show a little something, or at least I assume so. And I guess if not, somebody will let me know. But so I've been working on that project. And there was a second reason, wasn't there? I can't remember what the second reason was, but that's the main reason. Can't show too much on that. And also I've got the panels laid out for the second page of Unicorns and Werewolves. And let me tell you something. I know this is going to sound really stupid, and usually a lot of stuff is for me. I can't get this out, I bought this, and this is so much easier to make your panels with. Oh my God. I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. It's because I have no common sense. I fancy myself as somewhat of a smart person, but let me tell you something. I'm not a common sense guy, and this is a life changer. So if you are an aspiring comic book artist, or you are a comic book artist, or whatever, buy you one of these L square things. I got this one at a Dollar Tree for $1, and yes, this is so much easier to use. It's got numbers on the back too. Pretty cool, right? So yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up. I just want to give you fill you in with everything that I've been doing here lately. I got a couple other things going on too. So I've been working on the Wildcat book, working at the colors at home, and as soon as I get the Werewolves and Unicorns 4-page story done, I will resume working on the Wildcat comic and getting it finished, and hopefully getting it out to all of you that have been waiting on it. One last thing, I've had a couple of people send me in some artwork of Wildcat that's been really, really, really cool. And let's see, I've had Dave send me in a really cool Wildcat piece, and now I've had Robert send me in a excellent Wildcat piece as well. It's really, really, really cool from both of these gentlemen. And I just want to encourage anyone that wants to send any type of Wildcat fan art or drawings, sketches, whatever you want to call it, send them to me. What I would like to do, if it's possible, depending on the cost and everything, I may end up putting those drawings in the first issue, and if I can't fit them in the first issue, I'll probably put them in the second issue. And I got a lot of other cool things planned too. So if anybody wants to send some sketches my way, drawings, whatever, of Wildcat, or anybody in the Wildcat universe, go right ahead, and be glad to get it. I'm really appreciative, which I don't expect anybody to send anything in, but I just leave an open-ended invitation, if you know what I mean. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and please remember to give this video a thumbs up, because it helps these videos get seen and more people see stuff and blah 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 through the YouTube algorithm. As always, this is CB Smallwood, and I will see you in the next video.